Hi there, everyone. My name is Helenique for Women of Truth, and we once used to call this collective Yin Aletheia, women become the truth in ancient Greek. Yin from the word yineka, which is woman, and then yin also means to become, and Aletheia is the word for truth. And we are really delving into the truth of younger women's needs as well today when we speak with Wynn Ha. She actually has a master's in public governance, public health, and she's now actually studying epidemiology. So we want to welcome her and really listen in on what she thinks are the needs of younger women today in our interview. And I'm really excited to talk with you, Wynn, because I know that you have a totally different experience in Finland, having been brought up there, and I'm really interested to hear what you think about all of my questions. So welcome, and thanks so much for making time.
Thank you for this invitation.
Great. So your name is Wynn Ha, and you grew up in Finland. Give us an idea, what was your biggest breakthrough in life, Wynn, when you realized something that really changed the way you looked at life? What would you say that was a breakthrough that you are happy to share with us, and what you discovered from that, what you learned?
Well, first of all, one of the breakthroughs that I can think of at the moment is that learning to accept myself as the way I am, and because I was told that I will never get to high school or university, so it's another thing. And another one thing is that I'm not enough, even though I could be beautiful. And it is something that I struggle a lot, because I didn't see myself as a beautiful lady when I was a teenager, and the insecurity and stuff like that makes me feel like I'm not. I'm invisible, let's say it like that. So the breakthrough could be, I could say that I'm more comfortable with myself, and that I got into universities and I have I'm getting a second master degree, so it's kind of like debunking the statement that I'm not enough.
Beautiful. So you really had an example of childhood negative parenting sometimes, or maybe from teachers, I'm not sure who they were, but the people whose voices you heard telling you that you wouldn't be able to get to university, maybe you're not good enough, or even that, you know, you didn't think of yourself as someone then that could do these things, and also that you were not beautiful enough, whereas to me, you're one of the most intelligent, beautiful people in the world. But you've seen that actually you conquered that in some way. You had a breakthrough around that, and you now see yourself as someone who absolutely can do these things. And
Yes.
there has been a great amount of learning and strength from that challenge of being told all those really negative things. I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Well, we all have to go through something to be stronger, right?
Absolutely. And sometimes it's a bit harsh when you realize,
it can be. Well,
yeah,
if it doesn't kill you, it might be painful, but you get through it.
yes, absolutely. And you did indeed. And I'm sure you're going to be able to transmit a lot of what you learn, because I know that you're a public speaker. That's how we met, through Toastmasters, right? So being able to share some of what you've learned through your speeches is really a gift to the world. So I'm really encouraging and standing by as you do that. So tell us a little bit also
Thank you
about
so much.
your young Wynn Ha, like as a young 8-year-old little girl, being told those horrible things about her future, and knowing what you know now as an adult woman in university, studying your second master's, what would you say to that little girl? What advice would you give her?
That's give me 30 seconds, just like table topic, Toastmasters impromptu. Okay, give it 30 seconds.
A spontaneous, on the spot answer.
All right. Okay. Spontaneously, I would just say that it is great that that I have what I have experienced, and multicultural that I live in is richness. Is not something that I should be ashamed of, and I should be proud of whatever I have in my life.
Beautiful. So
And
something
it is,
about,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
So this multicultural experience you had as a young child, you're telling
yes,
me
yes,
you appreciated to see the richness of it, to see it as something wealthy and wonderful, not just something that makes her different or something that she should be ashamed of, right?
yes.
Beautiful. So you're growing up with all these women, young girls in Finland, and then I know that you have now experienced the Netherlands as well as a student, and you've obviously gone through one cycle of university life and you're busy now with a second master's. Looking at all the women that you've experienced in your life, both back home where you are now, I think in Finland, and generally in the world, all these multicultural examples of women too. What would you say is one of the biggest lies that women believe? And what do you think is the truth?
The biggest lie, I think there are many lies
Me
in,
too.
yeah, it is only not only one single biggest lie that we tell ourselves that because we are all individual, and sometimes a small little lie, white lies that we talk to ourselves might be one of the biggest lies for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say my biggest lie was that I had to stay in a small little box that my family and the society was expecting me to be. And I thought that if I'm not in that box, then I am not going to be accepted, and that I need to transform or to become somebody else to be able to to be able to blend in. But the thing is, I'm not blendable. I
Like that. I'm not
I'm not
blendable.
blendable.
I'm also not blendable. And I love that. And it took me long to accept it also and enjoy it. So I totally resonate. I totally relate to what you're saying. I think it's a great.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I It is like mask for me that when I, for example, as a learning to become a public speaker, I use humor. I use a lot of funny jokes so that uh, I don't show my inner philosophy or my math of the world to anybody. But now when I learn to become more confident with myself, I can, I am more confident to show what is really my thoughts about life and so on. So yeah, it's a bit
Wonderful.
complicated answer. Sorry.
No, I think it's a great answer, and it's really nice to just hear your take on it, you know. So,
Mhm.
so many different lies that we believe, and you've believed yours that, you know, you need to blend in, you need to fit in, but actually, you've come to this powerful realization that you're not blendable. And
Yes.
when you look at other women, would you say that they also have that kind of lie that they live with, or do you see yourself a little different to them? Do you see them believing a lie that maybe you escaped? The younger woman of your time, maybe your generation.
Yes. I think one another biggest lies is that we want to, as a because I studied governance and leadership in European public health, so I concentrate a lot about how to lead yourself and how to lead your team and so on. And one of the biggest lies would be that similar to what I thought about blending in, that because a lot of leaders, male leaders, are well, masculine and quite coming very strong, And I think women, they try to be a leader, a masculine leader, and stay in the same level as men. But in the end, why would you go down to the level that you're not? I mean, that sounds a little bit arrogant, but because women have a lot of empathy and compassion, but they feel like they might not. It is not for their advantage if they show that compassion too much as a leader. But in compassion that is used wisely, they can achieve more than being masculine and being cold-hearted.
Absolutely. Now, there's so many different things going on in the world for women nowadays, and some say it's been happening for long, like almost 100 years. Like we've got a lot of
Yes.
different feminist movements for a century already. And I just wondered what you think about them. As a young woman looking into the world, obviously Finland has a totally different gender type dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to somebody else. We've shared an interview from Sarah Kepanien, who's also from Finland, and she's from Maiden University. Yeah, so maybe you can.
I remember. Yeah, I think I saw that interview. Yeah.
She's given us some really interesting answers too, and I'm looking forward to yours, where you tell us a little bit about what you think of this women's movement and all these different women's issues being discussed. What do you think about it, and is there anything you would add to it?
Women issues. Well, in European region or in the world?
Generally, in the entire world, there's a movement of women getting more and more connected and more dealing with issues related to women. And some people have opinions about that, like, what do you think about it? What do you think about all these women's gatherings? And is there anything that's annoying you about them? Anything that you think is being missed that you think you could add to?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't hear well because I'm in outside, so that's why. Yeah. Let's not. I try to be quite diplomatic now when I say this, because I love that people show their emotion and show their opinion, but when they come across very strong as activists, for example, I think when they say too much, they concentrate too much on some, for example, equality and so on. I think we shouldn't concentrate too much on comparing ourselves to male. We can compare ourselves within a group of the certain people, but we cannot compare. Let's say equality. I think instead of equality, we should concentrate on equity. Because equality, you cannot put yourself on the same level, but equity is something that you know your capacity.
Right.
You know what you should be doing and what is your worth. For example, if women want the same amount of salary that men have, but then again, maybe we should earn more, or maybe
I love that. Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen.
Let's do that.
Earn more.
Let's do that. So we shouldn't just concentrate.
All the years that have gone by.
I'm sorry, what?
So we can make up for all the years that have gone by.
Yes, of course. Let's do that.
Okay, great. So equity, not equality. Tell us now, what are you most passionate about in your life?
My passion. Well, let's say I wish that I can always find myself in more inspirational situation and moments, and it doesn't mean that I need to go to conferences or go to some movement. It also means that I can be into the now and see all those beautiful moments wherever I am, and that is my passion. And for example, well, let's say meditation would be something that would bring me towards that as inspirational moment. And
yeah. I think meditation is one of the most powerful things in the world, and I always love it when people talk about it. So we come to the end of our interview, Wynn, and I want to just give you the chance to give me 3 powerful words that for you really mean something about your important areas or reminders in life, something that we can remember you and your wisdom by.
3 words only.
Yep, 3 words.
You are enough.
Excellent. That's so beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
You remind us that we are enough and that there is enough in us to even help us earn more than what we think we are worth, and possibly we need to also shift this perception about equality into equity and know that we have worth and then negotiate for that worth. And I want to just ask you one last question, because you're a young woman. What do you think most young women are struggling with nowadays and would love some help on?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
What do you think most young women are struggling with nowadays and would really like some help on?
Young women are struggling nowadays.
Yeah, what are they struggling with, and what kind of help would they appreciate, do you think?
Insecurity.
Right.
And not listening to their own voice, because they get scattered, their focus gets scattered, well, a lot because of social media and a lot of the pressure from family and the environment they are in.
So we're on the right track, really looking at all the insecurity, right? And looking at how to remind women of their value, their strength, and to help them to find that inner power within and not need others to keep reminding them as well.
I am actually in a very good age at the moment. I'm very happy that I got older.
Okay, so getting older, okay? I think so too. Thanks so much, Wynn, for your time. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you
have a
so
time
much.
there in Finland, and have a good rest.
Yes, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.